I hereby call to order at 6:30 p.m., September 22nd, 2025, a meeting of the Town of Hanson Planning Board. I'd like to also announce for all those in attendance that this meeting is being recorded for distribution on the Women Hanson Community Access Channel. Playback times and other related information on this recording can be found at whca.tv. We are meeting here in the Select Board meeting room as usual. And with that call to order, we have Mr. Ellis, myself, Mr. Cohen, Mr. Robinson. We have the full planning office. Mr. Bedonato has let us know that he's going to be coming a few minutes late. For procedural proceedings that we have going on, if you have not, please make sure that you sign in on our sign-in clipboard over there by the entrance door. And if you can, please silence your phones, or if you need to take a call, please make sure you take it out in the lobby outside. Thank you for attending tonight's meeting. We hope we're able to answer all questions or any questions that anybody has. The first item of business on tonight's agenda is the approval of the September 8th, 2025 open session public meeting minutes. Those are item 1 in your packet.
I'll make the motion to approve the September 8th, 2025.
Motion's been made by Mr. Cohen,
I'll second it.
properly seconded. Thank you very much. Any discussion in regards to the minutes for September, the draft minutes for September 8th? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 401, Tony, those minutes are official. Tonight, we have our first appointment at 6:31 p.m. We have an approval not required plan. That is approval not required under the subdivision control law. 204 and 214 Main Street, assessors map 39, lot 23, and map lot 39. Applicant First Baptist Church of Hanson, prepared by Land Planning Incorporated. You should have a copy of the A&R.
Yeah.
We'll have the meeting hand the meeting over to the town planner first for introductions, and then we have representatives here from Land Planning. Town planner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we received a Form A application for said address by Land Planning. I went over the checklist, filing fee's been paid. They've added everything that's required on the Appendix 5 checklist to the plan. What they're proposing to do, and I'll let Mr. Rice get into the details of it, what they're proposing to the church at 214 Main Street is proposing to take a piece of their land, which is a larger tract, and add it to the lot that 204 sits on. And with that, I'll let Mr. Rice give you the full
Hey, Mr. Rice, how are you?
Good.
Good to see
Gary
you,
Rice from Land Planning. You can see lot 2 is 204 Main Street. If you look above the proposed access utility easement, you can see the former lot line. It was a small 75, I forget the exact dimensions, but a small lot. And they're adding to that and making the lot into a 45,899 square foot lot, running all the way down to the pond, so a lot with having pond frontage now. And part of that lot is currently used for parking for the church. So we've proposed a access and utility easement to incorporate the parking. And it runs, there's a stockade fence right up behind the house, and then the pavement starts, so we run the easement around that, and then all the way back to where that back 6 or 7 parking spaces there, and cut it off there. The pond is our northerly property line, and there are no wetlands as it just goes from uplands right into the pond, edge of the pond. They actually had a botanist went out there and checked it and did certify to that. The agricultural recreation zone is in the back there by the pond also. And just a very small portion of it is in ag. Most of the whole lot is the 2 lots is in Residence A.
Mm-hmm.
Septic systems, you can see for the church is back there behind the old play yard. And then the septic system for 204 is out in front.
Mm-hmm.
The park, you know, if you've been there before, parking goes up and around, and there's actually a 12-foot wide right-of-way getting back out to the street, Main Street, which is also used by the house back there, the Geyer house.
So gentlemen, you'll see that the lot 2, it has a frontage of 75 feet. A Zone A, resident Zone A has the lot frontage 150. The dwelling was built in the 40s, so it's prior to zoning being adopted in Hanson, 1957. So it's pre-existing non-conforming, so there's an allowance for that. I'm also noting that besides that, we have requisite frontage for the rest of the lot and the right square footage. I didn't know if anybody else had any other questions or comments.
Can I just have
Mr.
a
Cohen.
question? So is the, I'm just trying to understand it, is the parcel A being added to
204.
204? Okay,
Yep,
it's
to
being
make,
added to
create
204.
lot 2.
Gotcha. So the church isn't losing any spots, is that correct?
No,
No.
they're still gonna have the use to use them,
Okay.
the access and utility easement.
Oh, so it's the easement. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So if you, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom Butler.
So if you look to the left of your plan, Mr. Cohen, you'll see
Yeah,
a
right here.
detail.
Yep.
So that's a detail of the easement, which encompasses the parking, existing parking area that's located on that lot, the encumbrance on that one. I did pass along the report to Dr. Scaliger, and he agreed with the report. He had no issues
Beautiful.
or any disagreements with what was presented in the report as far as the edge of the wetland.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Ellis?
How far do you have to be away from that, the Indian Head Pond? You got your leaching fields that are in that direction.
100 feet.
100 feet, that's it?
It's a wetland. If it was like
A
a
Baptist church, you'd think it would be a lot of people there at any one time. You'd have to be a little further back, I would think, but I have no idea.
Mr. Ellis, I think they do the baptismals in the church. I think they do the baptismals in the church.
I want to show you something.
This one, behind this one?
it'd be 100 feet because it's a pond.
Yeah.
Just seems like it should be more.
I mean, if we were down south, I think they bring you out to the pond.
Yeah. And a little waterfall.
Yeah, one fine. Any other further questions from the board?
It's about 330 feet from the pond, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Seeing none, the chair would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion in regards to that motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 401 abstentions. 401 A&R is approved. Give me just a moment, folks. We're going to sign the Mylar.
Justin's enough.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Rice. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on in our appointments, we have a continued appointment with Meadowbrook Subdivision, County Road. The developer Ellis Builders and Development Corporation is applying for the release of lots in conformance with Section 9-6 of the Hanson Subdivision Control Law. Just for the record, the planning board did do a site walk on the 15th. Those draft minutes were submitted today to the planner's office. Those will be coming out for approval on our next meeting. In regards to that, if there's any comments, we're going to get into those tonight from that site walk that we want to express or pass on. We rightfully can do so this evening. So we have here, also want to add a disclosure that our own board member, Mr. Don Ellis, is in no way connected or has any financial interest or part of the Ellis Building and Development Corporation, aside from having a wonderful last name. Mr. Ellis,
Good evening.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. 3 Mondays in a row.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna put you on the payroll. Tom Planner, have any comments from last week or this evening for tonight for the releases? Or?
Well, we were able to retain Verdantis as the peer reviewer to take a look at the as-built plan and come up with a bond amount.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to actually sort of expedite it for us. Mr. Dave Ellis was kind enough to, we set up an escrow account and he provided a check for that account so that could set up last week. So Verdantis provided the letter that came in literally this afternoon before the meeting. So I've had a chance to just go over it in a cursory way, and on the last page they do come up with a bond amount, and that they estimate based on everything that they've seen with the 15% contingency, a bond amount of $704,931.57. And I just gave that to the applicant to take a look at.
Any questions or comments from the board? So, Mr. Ellis, we actually just received this afternoon, as the town planner was saying, so I don't know if some of the comments you might hear this evening from that site walk are incorporated in here?
As you can see, there's quite a few comments.
Right.
Some of the highlights are, one of the things they didn't see on the plan was the water shutoffs for each lot, but they did go out there and found the water boxes, so they want to verify that the water shutoffs are on each lot. So there's some items that are not on the plan. They do also, I had asked Mr. Ellis and Mr. Ellis's engineer, Morse, to provide on the subdivision, the as-built plan, a list of the center line elevations, as-built wise versus what was the elevation of the center line on the approved plans. So they did note that there was like one spot that probably gonna need some leveling course to bring it up to what was approved on the plan. So again, this came in literally probably 30 minutes before the meeting. So I didn't get a chance to digest it completely, but overall, it seemed that Verdantis did not have any major issues with what was presented.
And obviously, being at the beginning and the infancy of a site walk and turning that into comments and then some adjustments, it's nice to be out there at the beginning of things to be able to see, kind of rough before things going in. One of the observations that I made, Verdantis does talk about it here, number 14, the stainless steel trash rack. I mentioned one. Stainless steel trash rack was at the outlet control structure shown on the approved plans was not observed to be installed. Verdantis recommends that the trash racks be installed. So it's not only just the trash racks, but it's the security bars I noticed as well. So 7.4.43, 12-inch outflows need to have one bar centered, 15-inch, 2 bars dividing that hole into a third. The reason why I bring this up right up to the onset is safety more than anything else. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if their reference to the stainless steel trash rack is going to end up transferring to the same as the security bars from 7.4.43 needing to be installed. I don't remember, is there a plan to fence the drainage areas? Remember if there was any part of it
Yes,
to
there
put, is it chain link?
Yeah, let me see if I can just pull up the subdivision plans. Give me 1 second.
Sure
please.
thing, sir. And then I noticed, obviously we're in the infancy of things, but placing and spacing of some of the signage, the stop signage and things like that.
Yeah. That's easy stuff.
Didn't know if you had any on-site septic for the crew, any on-site porta johns or anything when the crew was there? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were there, yeah.
Yeah, good, nice. I didn't see it myself. Nice. Signage, Mr. Ellis, you had a comment about signage?
Yes, for, if somebody got hurt, for the fire department to be able to come down with an ambulance and so on, there needs to be something, a large sign that who to get a hold of, if there's an issue. So for 24 hours a day, when if something goes wrong down there, there's a big party or something, but things can happen. And over the years, we've had accidents and stuff like that where, they say, oh, I don't know where it is, I'm on a subdivision,
Yeah.
So if you put it down there with your name and phone number,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
that they can,
I mean, the street signs are up, you guys saw that, right?
Yeah, we saw the street signs.
Okay.
That was another comment that I had. I don't know, the intent for these streets to be accepted as public ways?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we wouldn't need to worry about the private way signs. Okay, great. Thank you.
So the area I
Oh,
highlighted
yeah, that's a Thank you, Tony.
right there.
Perfect. Yeah, so security bars, I don't know what they're saying, they just say it's trash rack, I don't know if they're saying
Well,
singular.
The,
Or
the
talking about
trash,
one.
the trash racks would act as the security bars.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously, the trash rack is to obviously not let debris clog up that orifice, which you saw, that you had, a 6-inch orifice and a 4-inch orifice.
Yeah,
But they're also, the rack itself is spaced so that a child can't.
they only mention
Get
one,
in.
they only say trash rack, singular.
Rack.
Yeah, rack, so.
I would say that yes, it would be a rack because it's just a one detention basin.
Hmm.
Let me just,
I have a question.
Yeah, Mr. Ellis.
When do you propose to start building at some point? The building, are you gonna get all the
How fast
site
can you
work
sign our
done?
releases?
You're gonna do the site work and get it all done,
Yeah, we've already sort of we got stream loan and stuff like that inside there. Like we're ready to go as soon as we get these releases done.
could you give us something that, I don't know if Tony has gotten anything, but something on what you're,
Proposing for structures.
Right.
Yeah,
which you're gonna start first, what
Yeah,
area?
yeah,
Oh, I think we already got that, yeah. you
I think you guys have seen
Yeah,
it.
it was 2 and 7, all right, 2 and 7,
we had,
Well, 2 and 7 we've got under contract.
under contract, yeah.
They've got their own plans. We've got spec house for lot 1
Mm-hmm.
that I thought we've shared with the board. No.
you shared with the Board of Health,
Oh.
because they came to me
Oh,
with a septic plan and asked me about it, and I said, we haven't even released the lot, so.
Okay.
So there has been at least one septic plan submitted to the Board of Health.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we can make sure that you guys get a copy of that, just so you can understand what's going on.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, absolutely, Tom Flair.
so right here on the detail sheet is trash rack. So 12 inches high, 4 inches,
And that's going towards
Great.
the
great opening.
southwesterly corner?
Yeah, so that'll be on the outlet control structure.
Yep.
So if we go back to this,
And what's nice to know is that Mr. Ellis has disclosed, and for anybody listening on the public record, there is security surveillance that's on the property. So anybody that needs to tell their kids to stay away,
so
stay
this
away.
this outlet control structure right here,
Yep, Matt, thank you. Yeah.
that's where the trash rack
Yeah.
will be.
Great.
Yeah, that's another reason they should have a phone down there in case some kids get in there with winter stuff, you know?
We've had it happen, unfortunately.
Sliding down the hills and bankings and stuff like that.
Well, one thing I'm sure that Mr. Dave Ellis knows, and he's probably told his dad, Jay Ellis, that because this is a project with a DEP file number, that an order of conditions needs to be on site the whole time in case there was some kind of inspection by DEP, and they asked for that.
Any other questions, gentlemen?
At this point.
So we have review from Verdantis. We have a proposal that the amount, cost added to a rough order of magnitude cost estimate. And this would be satisfactory to the board to secure any building of the structures on the roads. $704,931.57. It's so strange to me, like 57 cents.
Yeah.
You know, I thought they were getting rid of the penny.
It's put in there just for you.
Yeah, I guess so. And have we, and that's an agreeable amount?
As a bond, yeah.
Yeah. Great.
So what the board could do this evening, if they choose to, is a couple of things. Either A, move this to the 20th of October to finish it up, or you could sign for the release of those lots with the condition that these lots not to be released until such time as
Right.
the account for the bond is set up and the monies are in the account.
For lots.
We have for lots 1, 2, 6, and 7.
Can I ask a question real quick on that? If we're gonna post up a significant bond, what's the hesitation in releasing more than just 4?
This evening?
Yeah, I'm just asking the question, just that,
Before they release anything, the post a bond, or whatever.
Right, but I think what he's asking is there's 9 lots and we're gonna release 4. He's saying that, hey, I'm putting up $750,000, would you
Yeah.
willing to release more than 4 lots?
Is that cash?
no, it's a bond.
It's a bond.
I love you guys.
I'm gonna take you down the pond again.
It's
Usually, every subdivision that we've had cash,
yeah.
and
I
we've
mean,
got burned.
I can tell you that if you require this, we're gonna be sitting on the site for a while, and it's gonna be a security risk. It's gonna be sitting stagnant over the winter.
Well, we have to protect the people that are there. This is what's happened in the past.
And that's
Let me
what
give
I'm
you a little history, and maybe some of the members don't even realize it, that once you release something, as you know, it's over with. You know, you can't do anything about it. But if there's something going on that doesn't function correctly, say the water is draining in the wrong direction, or the septic system, there's something wrong, you can leave town, you know, and they've done it in Hanson.
Sure.
And we got in a heck of a mess. The condos that was done by, I won't mention any names, but
We've had problems.
we had big problems with them. We had some with another builder out of Marshfield. He had an office there, but he lived in,
We just have problems.
yeah. It seems like everyone that's built something here, I'm not exaggerating, but
Yeah.
they just don't wanna finish it.
Sure. And I'm not suggesting that I want all of them released, but to post this amount for a bond and not have more than 4 lots. I mean, I think with the remaining 5 lots, that's like $2 million worth of value that, I can't get access to, and you guys can hold over my head.
Right.
That's double what the estimated cost of completion is.
What also happens too is if you had like 5 released or something like that, but they could be scattered all over the place, and you can leave them. Now we've got to pave everything in there to get to these issues, so we're doing the whole thing. and stuff, so,
Of course, no.
you know, I'm not saying that you do it.
I'm not, it's not our intent, or it's not, it doesn't make any, it wouldn't make any sense for
Yeah.
me to do that. I mean, I could say that till I'm blue in the face, you guys, you know, the town's gone through what it's gone through, and I'm not
Well,
suggesting
I
otherwise.
just wanted to give you a little history that what we've gone through in the past.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Tom Planner.
One of the other things that, the modification that they had come in for regarding the streetlights, one of the conditions is that one of the lots, the last lot is to not be released until that light is put up across the street.
Right, on county.
So, I mean, it's at the will of the board. I mean, if you're gonna give him more, I would say no more than 5 lot release.
Yeah.
Would that be?
Mr. Ellis, if you had another lot, is there a choice that you would prefer? Or are you asking us to pick one at random?
I'd like to see lot 5 released as well.
So, first I want to entertain a motion from the board to accept Verdantis's number of $704,931.57.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Cohen.
I'll second.
Second, Ms. Roberts. Any questions in regards to that as an acceptable amount?
Cash,
No, it's in bonds. Nobody deals with cash like that anymore. And no questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? 401. Okay, so we will accept that. As far as the ask, I'm gonna talk on behalf of Ms. Ellis and what we've experienced so far, as opposed to some of the stuff that we've experienced in the past. Mr. Ellis, the construction company themselves, everything that we asked from the onset of the development, they have dotted their i's and crossed their t's. There was one hiccup that they experienced through just hiring, that as soon as it was brought, a little bit of time, but it was rectified, and it was a pretty significant issue. They were very responsible, and all the things that we had asked for them, I completely support the fact and recognize the fact that it has been a great time from start to finish, all the stuff that we had gone through before with all the different public meetings that we had as well. On top of all that, surprisingly enough, this is the first project that we've had where we've had SWIP reports turned in on time. Vast majority, I would say 90% of the time, if not more. So I myself personally, I'm comfortable with releasing another lot. I'm okay with that. With that bond going down. I'm comfortable with that. It still retains 4 lots. So, and one of those being the most significant of lot 3, which is a 15-acre lot.
yeah, we'll see. And we'll just see how that goes, and if everything goes right, then continue. Don't give them the whole bag.
Oh, sure. No, we can
Bag
understand
of
that.
toys
Absolutely.
right now.
And I'm sure that they're going to start chipping away at Verdantis's punch list.
Yeah, I would tell you not to give him the whole bag anyway. if Mr. Ellis, Dave Ellis said, hey, we'd like to give you, with this amount of money, can I have all 9? I'd still look at you and go, no, don't do it.
Just wanted to make sure that we're, the symbiosis is above bar and above par. And I think that that's certainly something that we need to take into consideration. And thank you for those efforts. They have been above bar, definitely. In comparison to some of the issues we've had in the past.
Sure.
Going into this, one of the things that I was hoping was that this project was going to help get rid of some of the bad taste that we've had. It has for me. It really has. It has for me. That's how I personally feel.
I'd like to say one thing.
Mr. Ellis?
I haven't heard anything bad about you guys over the years or anything, so what I'm guiding by is what other developers have come in and done to us.
Sure.
And we had no way of doing it because there were prior planning boards that were letting things go just out.
Did you edit that, Tony?
So,
Yeah,
Be lot
we
5.
want lot 5.
so I hope you understand.
Oh, I appreciate that, and this is a nice subdivision, this is a nice product, so we asked
I
that.
gotta get that from Tom.
So one thing with this form is the release of the lot, so I would say that there's by a majority of the board signs on that.
Yeah.
But there'll also have to be a representative from the planning board on this next sheet that have to sign that and have it notarized, so that can be done here at the town hall.
Yep, I can come over that, yep. So I'm gonna read into the record, Town of Hanson, Massachusetts Planning Board, Forms G6, release of lots, provisions of surety. The undersigned, being a majority of the Planning Board of the Town of Hanson, Massachusetts, hereby certify that in the opinion of the Planning Board, sufficient surety has been provided to secure performances of the construction of ways and installation of municipal services required to service certain lots, hereinafter designated in accordance with the provisions of the covenant dated January 16th, 2023, and recorded in Plymouth Registry of Deeds, Book 58491, page 123, and/or registered in Registry District of the Land Court as docket number, and that's all to be determined, and noted and certified title, all to be noted. Registry book and page, all to be noted. Said lots being shown on a plan entitled Meadowbrook Farm, formerly Fern Hill Estates, Assessors Map 74, Block 0, parcels 7 and 8, recorded with the Registry of Deeds and Plan Book 67, page 673, plan number 23-487, and/or registered in said Registry District of the Land Court and Planning Book to be written in later, and said lots are hereby released from the restrictions as to the building and sale specified in paragraph 3 of the said covenant. Lots designated on said plans and release hereunder: Lot 1, Lot 2, Lot 5, Lot 6, Lot 7. I'll take that as a consent. Is that a consent agenda? A consent motion for all lots 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7?
Yeah.
Motion's been made.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion in regards to that motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 401, it's just because I think you came in late. 401, Tony. So those will be recorded. That's all contingent upon, obviously, the surety bond, the bond going. So you want to have majority sign and date here,
Yes.
and then you want to have one here. We're going to use the blue pens, gentlemen, because it's already written in blue.
So I'll get the paperwork to you, Dave, and then we'll get
You want me to
it
leave
together.
the instrument seal date blank until we do the,
Yeah, that's gonna be, the next page is where it's gonna be a notary, so.
so I can still do
You
the
can
sealed
still
instrument
now,
this?
yeah.
Okay.
And then once we get it all squared away, I'll let the building department know that those lots have been released.
Sounds good.
So we could do it this week if we,
Yeah, if you get me the necessary paperwork, I'll get with the surety company and we'll get it done ASAP.
So do you want me to hold and sign this in front of the notary? You want to call me over?
you can put it with that paper and then.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sign that until.
Right,
No.
exactly. When you come in, let me know and I'll meet you there so we can. And I'll let the building department know and the Board of Health know. I'll let all the departments on the second floor.
Yeah,
Those
that's
lots.
where we come in.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll swing it tomorrow. You got late hours tomorrow night, Tony. I'll swing it tomorrow. We can do it then.
Yeah, I'll be in after 10 o'clock.
I won't be in until long after that.
Okay.
So that'll be notarized tomorrow afternoon, sir.
Great.
All right?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Some of those safety things, please, if you could hit
Yeah,
those
yeah,
on
well-
top of the list.
We have minutes from this. Is this recorded so I can just make sure they get the address?
Yes, this is recorded and we have.
We've seen on the vote.
and then, it'll be
We got a
on,
majority.
Okay.
The Women Hanson Cable Access,
Okay.
the YouTube
Just
channel.
so I can kind of go through and just check, like, just
Thank you.
reference this stuff.
So thank you guys. So,
Good.
Verdantis came through.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for pushing. Thank you.
All right. This is going to go to Tony. So definitely hang on to these reports from Verdantis and review them. Anybody? I mean, we're gonna do another site walk eventually at some point, probably in 30 days.
Okay.
So we want to stare and compare and see what has been changed. Yeah.
Yeah, we also need some sort of regulations or rules for leaving that open through the winter,
Leaving one open through the
the
window.
roadways
Yeah,
in
feel
there, so if something's in there, kids in there.
ATVs.
Oh, sure.
tearing it.
He's already revving up the dirt bike.
Well, I go by that every day
Yeah.
and it's open. The road's open. They don't block it anymore. They had
Wow.
barrels there, but now it's just open. And I think obviously they're doing that because if there's interested parties that want to buy lots.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I drive by there every day. I put an eyeball on there every day going in and out.
Surprised they don't put like temporary lights up just to so at night when the cops drive by they can see the roadway, see if anyone's down there.
They probably go down there.
All right.
They'll probably take a patrol down. I can let them. You know what? I could also let them know. I can shoot them an email.
All right.
Snooze. A
It'd be a
snooze.
good idea because they're looking for hangouts.
They could sleep down there instead of at Cranland Airport. Moving on, gentlemen, we have 100 Hawks Ave provide an update on site testing and remediation. That is for town planner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me just get set up here. So at the last meeting,
Where'd you get that?
at the last meeting I talked about Hawks Ave and some of the work that had been done up here. So Redantis had prepared a series of slides that they presented to the select board. So I was just going to go through those slides tonight. There's nothing in your packet about it. This is just strictly up on the screen because there isn't anything as far as action from the planning board at this time.
Oh, where'd you get the picture?
They got the picture.
That's insane.
I don't know where the.
Can you believe that? That's what used to be built on Hawks Ave.
Oh yeah, you know what? I just realized it said light control. Yeah.
So that, and then there's a factory that exactly mirrors that. That was right at the turnoff of Pleasant Street, right at the train tracks. They built the exact same. It was just the same mirror. So now it's just grassland, but it used to have that exact same. It was crazy how much was built out, and a hotel.
Yeah, they have the hotel there.
It was
And then
nuts.
the post office.
I wonder where they got that photo from.
I don't know. Maybe Historic Society or.
That's cool.
So again, this was a set of slides that were presented to the select board meeting on, I believe it was August 19th.
Is this what they're building down there now?
Yeah. No.
So, what's going on here? There we go. Bad connection. There we go. So, what's the site history? So, the early 1900s, I'm sure there's a lot of people, and most of the members probably know, but here's some basics. So in the early 1900s, the site was first developed as part of a model village. From the 1900s through 1930s, it was a cedar box and tinfoil manufacturer. From the 30s to the 70s, it was a reflector manufacturer. From the 70s through the mid-2000s, it was known as Light Control, which manufactures steel light fixtures. And then in 2019, the town of Hanson acquired the property from Light Control as a donation in August of 2019. And on the right of the screen, you can see that it shows the property in dashed. In red is the light control parcel, which contained the lion's share of the majority of the manufacturing complex. And to the left is the town-acquired piece, known as parcel 24-70A, and it's approximately 9.52 acres.
And when everybody talks, Tony, about the buildings on Hawks Ave, the buildings, can you show where those are?
So the buildings that they're talking about are these two buildings right here, and I believe on the one or two of the next slides they'll show this. This will show up a little better. So those are the two remaining buildings of the entire site that the town inherited.
They had a hotel out there at one time.
We
And
can't
a
even,
post office.
well, based on the deed restrictions, we can't do that anymore.
No?
No, deed restrictions
What
don't
do you
allow
wanna
for
call
any residential or anything. So what you have on the screen is a blow up of the previous slide, and again, in red was the majority of the light control manufacturing complex, which has been demolished. That area was known to have contamination. There was remediation. There was some wetland replication. There was some testing done on what is now the town piece near the two remaining buildings. So what then happened at the donation deed has a long list of restrictions that this property cannot be used for residential, schools, playgrounds, parks, etc.
Drinking water.
So when gardening, so when I came on and I was given the donation deed, I had some reservations as to the testing of this piece as it was given to the town. After some research, found that the only testing was around the buildings. The wooded area, the wooded undeveloped area, which makes up a large portion of that lot, only had one 12-inch deep test pit. So we really didn't know what was going on that entire site. That being said, I was able to go through the one-stop grant program and get funding in the amount of $100,000 to do a site study under the Brownfields grant. That allowed us to hire a consultant, which was Verdantis. They have engineering and they also have environmental scientists. They went out to the site and they conducted tests around the buildings and in the woods. They did, based on those tests, find that there was 3 areas around one of the buildings that did have contamination in a sufficient amount to trigger a notification to the Department of Environmental Protection. That being said, once that notification is made to the DEP, then you have to start taking the next steps to remediate that issue. So then we went to, on 2024-2025, the site assessments was Verdantis assisted the town in securing the mass development loan. They gave us a proposal and a outline of the work that was going to be necessary. They met with us and discussed the future reuse of the property, specifically the wooded area, as this is in a commercial industrial zone. Verdantis was able to, as they say, fast track the site assessment through the cleaning up grant. We also did receive some extra money from the Old Colony Planning Council through their brownfields, the EPA's brownfields grant. There was 3 areas of concern, as I mentioned, that required reporting to the DEP. Verdantis prepared what's known as a Phase 2 report in August 2024 and a Phase 1 initial site investigation and tier classification in August 2025. A lot of fancy words, a lot of thick reports. So that being said, they have determined there's 3 areas. So if I'm gonna go back 2 slides here. So the 3 areas you see on the screen is area of concern 1, area of concern 2, area of concern 3. Now I'm going to go back about 2 slides. So those areas, I'll just blow this up. This is the second building or the back building or the smaller building. This is area of concern 1, area of concern 2, and area of concern 3, to give you an idea of orientation. So, area of concern,
Did they tell you what they found, the heavy metals?
yeah. So in area of concern 1, which is 1,700 square feet, they found metal impacts to the soil at a depth from 0 to 8 feet below the ground. In area of concern 2, which is under the slab of the building, they found metal, petroleum, and PCB impacts to the soil at a depth of about 2.5 feet to 5 feet. Area of concern 3, area of concern 2 is about 350 square feet. Area of concern 3 is approximately 500 square feet, and they found petroleum impacts to the soil at about a depth between 10 and 13 feet. So now, with those impacts, there's a matter of having to remediate or clean up the site.
Tony, what does the yellow line designate?
I believe it's the limit of their, actually I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you. I'd have to look it up. It might be limit of their testing area, I'm not sure, because they do have other test pits. I'd have to look that up.
Okay.
And get back to you on that. So now that these areas have been uncovered, what's next? So the plan is area of concern number 1, which is the largest, they plan to excavate and dispose of 300 cubic yards of soil to a depth of approximately 5 feet below grade. And then that area will be backfilled and backfilled with clean fill. The material is getting trucked out to a site and a facility that handles that type of material.
So
And I believe,
building and everything will be gone.
no, this is just the dirt.
Just the
It's
dirt, what
just
about the
soil.
dirt underneath the slabs?
So the area of concern 2, which is under the slab of the building, they're not gonna touch because it's covered. So the slab in essence contains it. It's not off-gassing anything into the building, so people can work in the building without any kind of effect to them.
Just don't smoke?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't eat Taco Bell. The third area of concern, which is outside the building, because of its depth of like 10 to 13 feet, it's too close to the building. To get down that deep would be to potentially undermine the building, so they're just sort of going to leave AOC, by area of concern 2 and 3, in place. The big one, which is AOC 1, that's the largest, will get treated. So their next step is to select a remediation contractor, conduct what they call a geophysical survey, and then file a release for abatement measure, which is in progress, and then conduct a remediation, which they're hoping to do this month or in October.
They had a area in Bryanville Center where the gas station is there, and it was really polluted. Been there for so many years for the gasoline and fuel oil and stuff like that, and they had a pump going all the time, backing it out, cleaning it, going back down again, and so on. But they did get it cleaned.
Yeah, so the whole idea is that though that major area will get cleaned, now those other 2 areas will stay covered, but obviously we own it, and if anything comes from it, we have to deal with it. If in the future, like let's say the town decided, okay, we're gonna get rid of that building, then okay, those 2 areas might get cleaned, but that would be obviously funding, we'd have to find funding down the line
At that point.
to do that work. So realistically, between the 2 grants and the work for this site is approximately about $339,000 between site assessment and cleanup. But the good news is that the wooded area has been found to be in good shape. They didn't find anything out there, which is a plus. So the hope is that, so Josh Clement, he's the LSP of record for this site, and then Tracy Costa is also the LSP. So they're the 2 contacts at Redentis who have been doing the work.
Tony, can you go back to slide 2 or 3, I think, the overview slide? So the 7.67 acres that's still owned by Light Control.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to be responsible.
Have we been in any kind of contact with the folks from Light Control about that parcel?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that I know that there's been some work, it's either this or further down the road. This is an educated guess, this isn't because I know anything or have heard anything, but I believe that the Commonwealth, because they own the Burridge to the south, I believe they're looking at maybe, or Hubble is maybe looking to see if they'll buy it. So I think they've done maybe some testing. Again, pure speculation.
Sure.
There's nothing on record anywhere about it.
So with
the 7.67 acres is still being monitored. It's one of those things where it was cleaned up, but as you can see, contamination can be very difficult to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we have not been in contact with them. They have not approached us in any way.
Has the town, because this property, it's often mentioned in verbiage with different boards and different committees or even at public events, with these discoveries, I'm assuming you're going to do a presentation for the select board, right?
Well, Verdantis did this presentation
They
for the
already
select board, so they told them everything that they did, everything that they found, they explained everything, and it's all, as you know, it's audio and video, so
Yeah.
anyone can go back, and I believe it was in August, can go back and watch it, watch the whole presentation and
As this started to pump the brakes on all the push to do whatever down there, whatever comes about, whatever, you know, there's a lot of flavor for different things. Has it somewhat seemed to have pumped the brakes with that?
Well, what we're hoping to do is that once we get this remediation squared away, we're hoping to possibly get some of those restrictions lifted. This will never be an area that you're going to have residential. Not going to happen, for many reasons. One being specifically just this contamination issue. Because one, you wouldn't want residential next to a piece of property that was contaminated,
Right.
that is still being monitored, et cetera, et cetera.
Elderly housing.
Well, we would look, yeah, playground. We're, public pool.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say.
we're looking for, because this is in the commercial industrial zone, is to possibly use it for that somehow. Repurpose it for that somehow. Whether it's those buildings used for us, the town, we're using one of the buildings right now as storage, or to try and,
So is anybody gonna bring it up at town meeting?
not at this point. There really isn't anything to discuss at this point. Right now this
That's
is
almost like
strictly.
a WWE event when that happens.
Every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Underneath the slab, just for the record, when they did those samples, did they core through or did they do a lateral?
They cored
They
through.
cored through the slab?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe there actually was some cores already done, and so they went through them again. But again, there's no what they call off-gassing. There isn't any vapors getting into the building. They tested for that, and so they said that the building is, you can be in there without any issues.
So there's nothing being released in the buildings.
Correct.
I think all of the off-gassing took place during previous years' select board acceptance and all that of the property. There was a lot of gassing then. Needless to say, it looks like we're putting the golden pin back in the golden hand grenade, addressing these issues, which is wonderful. To the east, is that property still, does that abut the cold storage, the former cold storage for the cranberry, so east would be to the right?
That was up by the street, I think.
Yeah, are we still far away? If you guys haven't used this before, this is the GIS for Hanson. It's an awesome tool.
So this is the entrance to the Burridge.
Yes.
And let me just do this.
So we're not talking 70A, we're talking 70-1, right? Oh no, 78.
Can you get one of these things?
Can I what?
Do we have one to have for,
So yeah,
With
we're,
GIS?
yeah,
We can log in, you can log on that.
so this is ours, this is 70A,
Yeah.
and then this is 7D.
And somebody's growing marijuana on the town property. Paul.
is that right?
Didn't they want to put a highway down
Is
there
that
at one
where
point?
the yellow thing is there?
Contaminated weed.
So then the parcel that light control has is just to the east. That's light control. Now, if you go northeasterly from there, does that directly abut up to? Yeah, there's Crooker Place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is town owned right
Yeah,
here.
that's town owned. Yeah.
So I believe what the town is considering is purchasing part of this, and the state is looking to purchase the rest of it.
I'd like to mention something while you're on that. Is that house that sits back at the end of Crocker Place? That house there,
Mm-hmm.
town owns close to that house. I think it almost touches it, goes all the way out across the crossing, railroad crossing, and goes up on the street all the way to the north. I found out a few years back, we come in to walk the trails that went out
Yeah, you can see
through the
trail.
woods, and she called, it's not the same people that's there now, but she called the cops. And anybody that was parked on that roadway that was paved, and had to move out of there. I went down to the town hall, looked at the records, because I knew the town wouldn't put asphalt down on private property, and they didn't. Town property runs right alongside of the house that's there.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a parking area right by the PL of Crooker Place right there.
Yeah, but it's not enough.
Oh, you're talking about for the.
But when they have a special meeting, that a bunch of people go walk down there.
So there's definitely some potential to be able to join that if the town had the flavor to acquire that.
Yeah, what
It's a
I'm,
matter of how much of a discount that they give the town for all the other junk they left.
Well, what
us.
happened also was that the guy that lived in that house on the end there wouldn't clean it up because it had old cars and tires and
You didn't ask me,
engines
you
and
didn't
stuff.
say you don't know who I am?
Huh?
You didn't say you don't know who I am?
Yes. I just didn't want to let the rest of us know.
what I'm hoping is that there's this 40-foot
But
strip.
that's the way it was.
Yeah.
There's this 40-foot strip.
Yep.
I'm hoping that the town could speak with Hubble about us retaining that strip through purchase or donation from them,
I think donation sounds wonderful.
because then it would allow us to extend Hawks Ave
Yep.
and then get better access to that 9.5 acres. So that's the progress there on Hawks Ave.
Wonderful work, Tony.
Thank you.
That's on top of having to deal with MBTA zoning and all the other junk. Are we, it's 6:45, a little bit late for a public hearing. Any other comments, questions, or concerns to the town planner in regards to 100 Hawks Ave?
Nope.
Thank you, Tony and Jay, for all of that wonderful work. And hopefully there'll be some movement in regards to that 40-foot strip. The time having arrived at 7:27, we're going to continue the hearing for Main Street pedestrian improvements. This project consists of replacing and/or constructing approximately 4,000 linear feet of sidewalk along Main Street from High Street to Elm Street. Discuss current project status, budget, and grant timeline for design completion. If you remember, gentlemen, Tony was asking us to dot our i's and cross our t's in regards to the project itself. If we had any questions, comments, or concerns, to have us ready for this evening, so that we can kind of button up this portion of the public hearing, hopefully this evening. Town planner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, as I had stated in the past, this grant sunsets on the 30th of June 2026, so we need to complete this design prior to that. We also have about just over $23,000, I believe, in the budget, so we need to finalize with the budget that we have and the time that we have. So if there was specific things that the board had saw or wants to do, I need to be able to give Redantis a specific direction and say, okay, here's what we want the final plan to look like, and let's get to that point. And obviously, the board would be seeing that final plan prior to anything and approve that plan. But I want to give them a direction so that we use what's left wisely and get to the a point that we're all happy with. So I didn't know if there's things specific that let me know that I can give them a direction. I know that we talked lighting was
Right.
one.
Yeah, lighting, site view, sight lines. There was a lot of talk about the curve of Route 27.
I mean, we can, cover maybe some stuff with some signage, for safety. But beyond that, I mean, I think they've sort of hit on all the points as far as a design and come up with the best design that they could come up with. what they have.
So would it help, Tony, for this evening, board members, do you have any questions or comments or concerns? Do you need an acceptance of the draft proposal to be able to move
No.
forward to the final?
No, so what I'm looking for is, if there's specific things that you say, okay, look, we're okay with the design, but we want them to look at lighting, sight lines, hey, maybe a sidewalk, you know, it was missing in this area. But if you're okay with the general design,
Yeah.
and these are specific things, then I can tell them, okay, they're okay with the general design, but here's some things we'd like you additionally to look at, incorporate into the design, and then we can come in with a plan, and we can head towards the, we'll call the 100% design. And, you know, we have time, but time can move quickly.
Starting to sunset.
Yeah.
Mr. Ellis? Any other questions or comments for the town planner?
No.
Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Nope,
Oh, no.
no close the public
Don't
hearing.
we have to close that in order to be able to get the final?
No,
We're just gonna continue
yeah.
again?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do now is this. The next time they come in,
Oh, they're gonna present the final then?
I want them to
All right,
present a
for-
final
okay,
plan.
for final and, okay. all right.
Exactly.
Uh,
So if the board chooses to, can say, the board is satisfied with the general design of the current, is satisfied with the
Yeah, the current
general
draft.
current draft
Yeah,
of the plan, and would like to see these
So at the next
additional points.
appearance, we should be closing the public hearing and accepting the final draft.
I'd like to.
Okay.
This is for the subdivision, right?
Oh, no, for the sidewalk.
Oh.
Chair would entertain a motion to approve the draft Town of Hanson pedestrian improvement schematic design plan, Main Street, Hanson, Mass.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Benonato,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Roberts. Thank you very much. Any discussion in regards to that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0, that's a unanimous consent on the draft, so please move that on. And
Continue the
entertain a motion to continue the public hearing.
So moved.
Motion's been made by Mr. Cohen, seconded by Mr. Ellis. Any discussion in regards to that continuation? As this is a public hearing, I just want the record to reflect that we have no members in our audience. All those in favor signify by saying aye for the continuation of the hearing until the next planning board meeting.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 5-0, Tony. We are continued.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to board business, town planner.
We have 3 applications that are going to the ZBA. So let me just get those quick. So the first one we have is for 165 Liberty Street, and this is for a site plan. And so the applicant is Candace Wright, and they're represented by Grady Consulting, and it's for a site plan approval under the zoning bylaw. And 165 Liberty Street is also known as Heidi's Hollow, the ice cream
Never heard of
shop.
Again, huh?
So what the applicant is proposing is, at the back of the building, you've probably seen the barn that's there,
Mm-hmm.
and that barn is in very dilapidated state.
Yeah, derelict.
And so what they want to do is they want to tear that barn down, reconstruct a barn of the same size, and expand the business into that area. They have also they're also expanding their parking, as you can see, to accommodate for especially their busy season. They have they're proposing approximately 62 spaces in total. And
Adding? Is that adding 62 spaces?
No,
Oh.
no, they have some existing
Mhm.
spaces, and they only need 14, but they have 60, and they're putting in a lot of spaces, because I guess they must be real busy during the
Yeah.
summer, so they need the room.
Tony, are they talking about doing asphalt, or right now
No.
they have crushed?
This will be gravel.
Yep, yeah, aggregate, okay.
And so they've created swales, which will then drain into a infiltration system up in this corner, which are concrete chambers.
Nice.
They also have its slope, the parking lot sloping, which will then be caught into a catch basin here. This is an underground detention basin comprised of gravel, so I should say stone, and then an outfall. So I had prepared a letter to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and so, okay, let me just
Where's this? On Liberty Street.
What?
Where's this on Liberty Street?
Heidi's Hollow?
Huh?
Heidi's Hollow?
Heidi's Hollow?
So,
Across the street from Alden.
so the biggest thing I see,
You could sit there and laugh about this?
Oh, no, I said no, because a few minutes ago they said Heidi's Hollow. I said, I've never heard of it.
You know all about it.
I do.
Together. Oh, that smile.
That's why I had to get my diabetes medication. Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
so the comments I had was the site is located within 2 zoning districts, business in the front and residence in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's like a mullet.
so right here. Now, the biggest issue is under section 3D of the bylaw. The proposed that proposed parking area can't extend more than 30 feet to the residential district, and they have from this point here to that back point about 100 feet. So I think it's up to the ZBA, but you know they're violating the bylaw, so they may have to take a look at changing this parking to meet that part of the bylaw. I have that the plan should provide gross lot coverage. This has gone before a peer reviewer, and he had made comments, and I generally agreed with the comments that he had. And then I mentioned that they have some ADA parking. They might want to put on the plan where there's going to be ADA access to the buildings. I mean, I think the building that's out front is the existing patio, but the new building, kind of give folks an idea of where the ADA entrances are going to be. So that's
Leaving the building there?
what's that?
They live in the barn part of the building there?
Do they live in it?
No, that's coming
No,
down.
it's
Coming down?
Yeah,
And they're going to replace it with one the same size. So those are the comments that I had for this.
And they plan on expanding the business into the barn area.
Yes.
Wow, that's a crazy investment for a 32 by 32 expansion.
They used to have a lot of arcade games in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And ask them to bring back skee ball.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Any questions, comments, or concerns from the planning board to be passed on through the town planner to the ZBA?
That's good.
Is the historical society okay with that barn coming down?
That's a good question. I don't know if they've thought of that.
The
Okay.
condo place there, they could just walk over.
Yeah, I think they do that now.
Yeah.
Is that on a historic register?
I don't know, because been there for a long time. I don't know if
A
it.
long time.
Yeah.
But that barn's pretty.
Yeah.
Well, certainly supporting local business, especially something like that,
Yeah.
in memory of Ma and Pa,
Yeah.
it seems like a pretty decent plan with some of the changes that the town planner already recommended. But if they're looking to expand their business, I wish them nothing but the best.
Yeah.
I think it would help the town.
Absolutely.
Support your local business, right?
That's right.
So then,
Second, we have.
so the next one is for 538 Pleasant Street.
538 Pleasant Street. No, 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mont Ponce.
468 Mont Ponce. So 468 Montponton Street, also known as Country Rentals on Route 58. So what is going on here is the applicant had gone before the zoning board in 2019 with this proposal. So what they were doing is they were they're basically gonna tear down, they're gonna tear down all the existing buildings that are there on site, all the temporary buildings in the building that's there. And what they're proposing is a 70 by 60 steel building. So they did receive approval from the zoning board back in 2019, special permit. What happened is the special permit lapsed. So they're proposing building, related parking, there's parking out front. So they have parking out front, they have some parking out the back. They're installing some drainage to treat the stormwater. So there's a catch basin they're proposing here with a trench, a catch basin here with a trench. They have a floor drain in the building, and so they have a 1,000-gallon industrial tank. So that floor drain is connected to the tank, so if they do any washing of the vehicles inside, it'll go into the tank. They are proposing some roof infiltration along the side of the building. So they have the requisite parking spaces, and they're not increasing their impervious area. All this work is going to be done within an area there already is open. They are proposing some screening along the back with some vegetation, and so again, you know, Country Rentals. So they're going back to the zoning board and asking them to basically reapprove the special permit.
Tony, can you rotate that 90? Might be better to look at this as from the street view. So coming in off of 58, that's what they're proposing to drive on.
Okay, so that's the side street there?
Wait a minute.
No, this is a piece of property. Owner's unknown.
What?
Yeah. There's a 40-foot, well, I don't know if it's a 40-foot strip, but there's a strip of land right here, and it's owner's unknown. There's a piece of property that sits right in here. There's a strip, and apparently they have no idea. I mean, if someone was to do a deep dive title search, you'd find someone owned it at some point.
Does that show up on the GIS?
Yeah.
Really?
I work at Taylor.
It looks like he's using it. His fence is over that.
Oh yeah. His fence takes it over, huh?
Yeah. Probably tried to get it online. Just went over it.
Put a Hawkeye on that.
So,
Wow.
That's strange.
Oh, that's the old farm access.
What farm?
That goes down to the,
The cranberry bog?
yeah. Yep,
Ah.
that's what it was there for, right there. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Goes down the hill.
So would that be
There's a
Atlantic,
wicked hill in there.
Atlantic cranberries?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
See
Wow.
it? See the cranberry bog? See how it goes down?
Yeah.
That's what you'll find out. There's a ton of them around the town.
yeah, I mean, it's not related to the site at all,
No.
but so that's
There's another one that went the other way. See, I think there's another one, yeah, right there goes over towards the side street there, South Street. These guys have been using it for all these lots behind, that didn't have they've been using them.
Tony and I talked earlier on today in regards to some of the concerns with the nature of the business. It's been observed in the past about runoff hitting out into the 58,
Mhm.
stormwater management, stormwater drainage. MS4 is coming around the corner. I was just mentioning to Tony, I noticed on the select board agenda, Paul, you'll be happy to hear this, it looks like tomorrow night they might be disbanding the stormwater management committee.
It hasn't existed.
So it doesn't matter. Tony, I didn't see this earlier on, are they proposing an entrance drive and an out drive?
Yes,
So with the nature of the business,
so this will be,
to continue the need for proper drainage, they're bringing vehicles in that have been on job sites, et cetera, where they're doing wash off or runoff.
Washing the vehicle equipment.
Is there a need for a trench across on the exit of that drive to encapsulate anything? If they're going through and watching vehicles and they're exiting, you're gonna have runoff as the vehicles are driving out. And that's one of the things that's been observed in the past, is vehicles leaving the property and just smearing Route 58 with runoff. So,
What is the site for? What
drive-
are they using it for?
drive-in theater. Country rental, you've never been to country rental?
It's the equipment place.
Yeah, it's a quick rental place.
They got the big like machine shovel off.
Yeah. You've never been to country rentals?
Huh?
You own all your own equipment, that's what the difference is.
I own the property.
You own this
I
property?
already got it sold.
Yeah, you wise guy. So I didn't know if that's something that, if they had, I don't see anything on the plan, Tony, that says anything about.
a wash area, no.
No, not so much a wash area, but something that's gonna take care of any vehicles that are coming in that are then going through to, there's a tank and all that, so like we were doing earlier on, we were assuming
Yeah.
that means possible wash plant inside the metal building.
Right,
And along 58, it's a huge impact of what the current existing the boots on the ground today along 58 for the stormwater and also for the pavement that are on that's along Route 58. Is there anything that could be improved on that exit, just kind of right above where the arrow is going down, right in that area, to provide a trench drain or something of that nature when vehicles are exiting that way to catch anything that's running off of it, so they're not pulling out onto 58 and just driving off?
catching the water itself.
Yeah, catching water or runoff or whatever this
Well,
is.
based on their design, I would say that the way they've set this up is they've
What's this,
added,
is it supposed to be a car wash or something?
No.
so what they've done is they've added this catch basin, and it has a 4-foot sump, and it also has a,
The new fire stations and stuff are supposed to have their own wash down, and the highway department.
it has a gas hood.
You know?
Yeah.
So this will catch any contaminants, if you will, in that catch basin. Of course, it has to be maintained.
But what's feeding the catch basin? Are they
So-
going to properly grade to the catch basin?
Yeah, so they're showing that this is being graded. So there's 82, this is 81, and this is 80.
Yeah, where's
So
the cusp where it goes from this catch basin to that catch basin?
from here? So that's a catch basin there.
Across the front. Right now, across the front, it's all paved,
Yeah.
right? And so that means that looking at it from the street view forward, there should be a crest.
So
Right.
what's happening is, yes, the way this is draining is it's draining this way to here,
Mhm.
and then it's draining to this one here.
Okay.
Now, yeah, what would help is if they had a more defined entrance and exit with some kind of buffer or berm there, so you had like one entrance in and one entrance out, and then some kind of landscape buffer in the front. You might have a better shot, and then maybe something along here, so that any water that is coming that way will catch into that catch basin. But they figure that by elevation, it'll head it to get to the catch basin.
Remains to be seen. Because right now, everything that's on that front pavement just washes out.
Especially when they're operating the equipment, could have just like a bad soil, and they could bring it back and rinse it off and goes right into.
That's a major concern. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking. Yeah.
I mean, I could make the suggestion to the zoning board of a more defined entrance and exit with a landscape buffer and some curbing, if you will, to get a better flow direction to those basins.
Yeah, cool.
You have to have these big basins.
Yeah, it's a.
suppose you could make them in the wintertime, ice rinks.
Ice rings?
Ice rinks.
Oh, ice ring, that fits, I do an ice ring.
So,
Okay. Any other questions? Or comments for Tony?
All
Not yet, we got one more.
right.
so the last one is 538 Pleasant Street, and this one, they're asking for a variance to the front yard setback of 50 feet. So this is a single-family home. They're proposing a attached accessory dwelling unit. And they're at 45.9 feet, and the setback is 50. They meet the side yard setback. They're also installing a farmer's porch on the front, which also will be closer than 50 feet. I had some comments here, is that they're asking for a variance, so the requirements for a variance are very specific. And that, it has to be circumstances relating to soil condition, shape, or topography of the land or structures. So, you know, there has to be hardship, and looking at this plan and what they're proposing, they could meet the 50-foot setback. I think the issue becomes the tree that's in the back there, right here. You know, that maybe that's what they're trying to save, but unfortunately when it comes to the variance, zoning doesn't recognize trees. So, I'm leaving it up to the, I'm sending comments to the board about, hey, here's what a variance is, and here's what they need to meet, and, which they probably know this, but it's just, hey, I'm leaving it up to them to decide if whether they feel that this meets the requirements. I'm not exactly sure that it does, but I'm not a voting member, so. So that's what they're looking for there.
Was it just a one ADU or was it two?
One, as far as I know. If they wanted two, they'd have to go for a special permit,
Right.
and they would have to have a lot that has 40,000 square feet, and I'm not sure if this. I don't think-
What year was the property built?
I'd have to look that up.
Can you claim pre-existing non-conforming on a variance use? No, you can't claim pre-existing non-conforming on a variance application.
No, they
Right.
they conformed. I mean, they have, what was this, 24,000, so they couldn't go for a second one. You can only do a single. And if you look at the aerial map, I think it's this tree right here. I'm not sure. You know. I mean, I'll leave it up to the zoning board, but you know, there is a specific criteria when it comes to.
Whoa, wait a second. Could you pull that back up then? Is their driveway at two different properties?
Yeah, there is an encroachment onto the abutter. It's
Slight?
it's right here. Yeah. Right there is the edge of the driveway.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow.
Isn't there something, if it's been like that for more than 7 years, it's part of the...
You have 6 on building and 10 on zoning.
intent of that,
But even something like that, that wouldn't be the case. They could try and claim adverse possession if it's been more than 20 years. But that's a long court case. You know, courts in Massachusetts aren't into giving title to other people's land yet. You might get an easement, but you're not going to get the land under it.
You know, I'd like to see also is when in a few years.
We can leave it at that. You just like to see also.
Huh?
You can leave it at that. I'd like to see also.
See,
Yeah, you just want to be able to see.
just go that way. So, there's a bound on Indian Head Street that runs straight all the way through Abington, Rockland, Hanover, and it goes all the way up into what's Accord Pond? You know where the, up in Hingham, and right in the middle of the pond is where the Indians took everything from that mound all the way down here to Boston and Quincy and all those towns in between, Rockland.
So
And
that's
there's another one that runs through the backside of you go down High Street and then take a right on Holmes, and down in the woods there's some marks that were there. I don't know if they took them out because they were threatened to do it a lot of years ago because people were going around stealing them. You know, these big markers that were printed and stuff like that. And once they're gone, they're gone. But it was interesting, anyway.
Any other comments for Pleasant Street's application to ZBA other than what Tony's marked? Moving on. Board member subcommittee updates. I have no updates. Mr. Ellis, High Street Park.
What's that?
Do you have any updates from the High Street Park Committee?
You heard anything more?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet, no. But I'm gonna be chasing them because we're getting close.
Okay.
Mr. Cohen, Economic Development.
Yeah, Hanson Day is finally gonna be here. Saturday, 11 to 2, up at same place as last year, up at Indian Head. There's gonna be a couple of food vendors, quite a few returning people from last year.
Nice.
Should be a good day.
Nice.
So come on up.
Mr. Robinson, Community Preservation Committee.
No new updates.
Mr. Beninado, Drainage and Stormwater Committee.
No updates.
Like I said, tomorrow night it looks like the select board are going to be disbanding that possibly. Tony, I hope that we can get a mention over them about MS4 coming up. We'll need a committee at that point, right? I would think we would. Next item of business is paying an invoice for Hanson and advertisement fees due to closure of Whitman Hanson Express.
So the last one, Whitman Hanson Express has kind of gone defunct, and they were our local paper. They were our local paper. So anything regarding public hearings, we put in the Whitman Hanson Express. Because now they're, until further notice, defunct, we have to put any public hearing notices in the Brockton Enterprise. And that is $300. So what I'm going to be bringing forward to the planning board is we'll have to set up within our fees that for that. That's going to have to be taken on by the applicant.
Yeah.
You know, when it was Whitman Hanson Express was $100, we could cover that in the budget, but when it's that expensive, it's just going to have to be we're going to have to create a fee in our fee schedule for that.
Any possibility we can get council to comment on more advantageous ways of advertising as public instead of just, I mean, we've got the internet, we've got the website, we've got, I don't know, we don't have an official Facebook, but
I was actually thinking
what do we do when a paper goes defunct, you know?
I was actually thinking of reaching out to Representative Sweezy.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a legislative thing. I think it's a case of that in the legislature, they have to take a look at the requirements under like subdivision control, Wetlands Protection Act, zoning, etc. That when it comes to notification of a public hearing, yes, print is going away. They have to change the legislation to allow for an alternative.
Right.
And so I was just thinking of sending a letter to Representative Sweezy, and if the board wishes to sign on it,
Yeah, please do.
Cool.
that, you know, if he could look at getting some kind of legislation moving to address that.
Sounds like a plan. Any questions in regards to endorsement of an invoice, $25,195.50 for Verdantis?
And Apex. There's two invoices in it. It's
What's the
under
second?
one warrant.
How many Hanson is that for?
This is for the Verdantis invoice. Is it together, Verdantis and Apex?
Yes. So one is for Verdantis for the, I think it's the pedestrian improvements.
Oh, yeah, I got it, yep. Apex is for the tip?
Yep, Apex is for the tip. So I just, regarding the tip, I know it's not on the agenda, so I'll make it really brief. We received the report regarding the results of the borings. So I just received that report. I'm gonna go through it. General consensus, 30,000 foot view, that water line may be in better shape than everybody thinks. But I need to get into the weeds of the report.
Any other questions, comments for the good of the order? Seeing none, Chair, entertain a motion for our next planning board meeting to be,
Scheduled for the October 20th.
the planning board meeting would be 10/20,
December the 30th.
December 30th, so October 20th at 6:30 PM.
So moved.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion in regards to that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded that motion?
Don.
Thank you.
Any abstentions? So our next scheduled planning board meeting will be 10/20/25 at 6:30. In addition to the fact that we will also have posted for a meeting for our town meeting, which is on the 6th. We also will have posted for a meeting for the information, the MBTA informational, which is scheduled to happen on
Monday.
the 29th, and there's another one on
October the 2nd.
the 2nd. So Tony will be posting those, and Jay will be posting those, sorry, Tony and Jay will be posting those, just in case we have a quorum at those meetings. If there's nothing else for good of the order, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Cohen,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Robinson. We beat you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It is 8:02. We are adjourned.